So, you want to talk about self-limiting beliefs. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to Sailing Stone Performance Podcast. I am your host, Derek Hutchins. And today we're going to be looking at self-limiting beliefs and the thoughts and the things that are holding you back from being super, super great. Okay. So, I want to reference also my post Monday. It talks about the most common limiting beliefs in hopes that most of you that are suffering from this have at least one or two, maybe a few of these, so we can really help shape and shift those for you. Okay, so when we talk about self-limiting beliefs, it stems mostly from beliefs that we made about ourselves from childhood. Okay, so it's oftentimes something that maybe an opinion of somebody that we trusted, a teacher, an adult, a coach, that we valued, and then we took that on as our own identity. And often, sometimes it could be somebody, maybe somebody that you admire had that same limiting belief, and they expressed their own limiting belief about themselves, and you see yourself a lot in that person, and so then that is now your belief as well. Okay, so it could be something that you took on that wasn't even yours, that was somebody else's belief about themselves, but that you encompass that as your own. Okay, so the best way to overcome these self-limiting beliefs are, one, being aware of what those beliefs are, and then two, figuring out where that belief came from, and then three, using dynamic tapping and really shifting that belief, right? And we'll give you some other tips today as well. So let's kind of dig into the post from Monday and some of the top limiting beliefs. Okay, so if we look at number one, is I don't have what it takes. Okay, so what's happening is you're really believing that you're just not good enough, right? So this stems again from this, just whatever this belief of whenever you made that opinion of yourself that, well, I'm just not enough, right? I'm not good enough. So then you start looking at all the ways that you're not good enough, and every little thing that you do wrong is now enhanced. Well, see, I'm not good enough because this happened, right? And we start pointing those out and allowing those to grow the opinions that we have of ourselves. Okay, so you need to be really aware of those thoughts in order to change them. So seeing those thoughts as they're coming in, and all right, that's a really interesting, right? Like, all right, now I can be self-aware enough to understand that I'm having these limiting beliefs. So then I can see the limiting belief, and now I can actually shift it, and I can start to use that limiting belief as a power source. Okay. So if we look at number two, I don't have enough willpower, right? So what you're doing is you're not taking responsibility for your own actions. So if you don't have the willpower, now your identity is someone who, well, I don't have what I can't get up early. I just can't eat right. I can't get to bed. You're not taking responsibility for the actions that you're actually taking, right? You do have what it takes. You just have to be enough for yourself. So then you need to understand and figure out, why are you not enough? Why are you taking this identity? Well, you have to figure out, do you want to be enough? Do you want to be better? Or do you want to stay stuck in this identity where then you find all this stuff to reiterate how much you aren't good enough, right? So number three, let's just keep going down the list and then we'll get into it a little bit more, okay? Number three, I don't have the help that I need, all right? So what you're doing is you're placing the blame on somebody else, right? So now I just don't have I don't have the support. I don't have the coach, I don't have the parents who support me, whatever this is, right? Insert that person. I don't have the help I need. So you're not taking responsibility of all of the things that you do have a choice and do have the ability to change and overcome and do, right? So you're placing the blame on somebody else as if you don't have control. Well, you do have control. Take that control. Now you can start really focusing on what can you do to enhance the way your performance, right? You can start getting better sleep. You can start eating more nutritiously. You can start practicing outside of practice, right? You start seeing those things that you're not incorporating, and that's how you get better. Okay. So you have the choice. Like, as a self-limiting belief, you can either take that as your belief and your identity, and now everything reiterates that you're not enough. Or you can take that, all right, well, I have this belief, so I have to overcome this belief by working through it, right? So it's your actions that are actually going to change the belief, because when you start really giving it your all and putting everything into it, you literally know you have nothing left to give. You've done everything. So you're not going to believe you're not enough because you're doing everything, right? If you still believe you're not enough, then you really need to dig in and shift that mindset, right? You should be able to use that as the fuel to overcome, you know? So this is another common, like, big one is I can't afford, like, I can't afford to be a top athlete. Like, I don't have the money that it takes to create the opportunities to go to the finest camps, the best coaches, to travel across the country and do the best competitions, right? So this is also a limiting belief, because you do have enough funds to train at home, right? You do have enough funds to get good sleep. Okay, so it's just another way of placing blame and not taking responsibility for what you do have control over. Okay. I don't have enough talent, right? So number 5, I don't have enough talent. Well, some people are born with that natural gift, right? They have a lot of talent, they have that natural gift, but that only gets them so far, right? They have to still put in the work. They have to work extra hard. They still have to do what that next level is to become the top premier athlete. Okay. If you're not born with that gift, maybe you have to work extra hard, right? You have to work twice as hard, but you start beginning to be somebody who starts working extra hard. Now you're somebody that shows up for yourself, right? You're now reiterating the fact that you are enough. Okay. So you must start rebuilding the relationship with yourself. If you start having these negative limiting beliefs that are really holding you back. Okay. So being aware of what those beliefs are, understanding where they came from, and deciding that you no longer want that identity, and doing the action steps that it takes to be that better athlete. Okay. So I'm just not as lucky as those successful athletes, right? Those successful athletes, they're just way lucky. They have more opportunity, right? Well, again, you're not taking responsibility. I truly believe that we make our own luck, right? And we may see somebody's success as luck because we don't see everything that they do behind closed doors, right? We don't know all the work that they're putting into their health, to their fitness, to their sleep, to, hydration. All of these things are huge keys that it's not glamorous, right? Nobody fantasizes this fantastic, like, all the work that somebody had to put into scheduling their day every single day, waking up and doing mindfulness, right? Waking up and doing exercise, whatever that is that really helps them excel as an athlete. We view it as, oh, well, they got lucky. They caught a break. They got this opportunity. Well, maybe they did, but they did all of the work to be ready for that opportunity, to see the opportunity and to seize it, right? That's the difference. If you're not prepared, if you're already blaming everybody else for being lucky, oh, I'm just not lucky, well, then you're not even going to see the opportunity. You're not even going to see the luck that presents itself to yourself, right? We create our own luck by having the actions that lead us to be ready to take action, to accept that gift, that luck, that opportunity. Okay. And then number 7 is, I'm not that kind of athlete, right? So what you're doing is you're comparing yourself to all these other people that maybe you admire or you see that are really great athletes, right? And you're comparing yourself. And what that's doing is you're again reiterating the fact that, well, I'm not enough because look, I don't have what that person has. And then you're seeing all the things that you don't have and reiterating the fact that you're not enough, right? So take a look at what those top athletes are doing. You can learn from that. You can study them and see What are they doing that I'm not doing? Now, this isn't a judgment that you're not good enough because you're not doing those. It's an awareness. So now that you see what they're doing that you're not, you can start implementing that into your day, into your structure. You can start doing those same things. And now you can become at that level. Okay. So really generating the self-awareness around what are the things that I'm not doing? What are the things that the top people are doing? What are my self-limiting beliefs that are holding me back, that I'm choosing to hold me back, right? It's a choice that we have. So be self-aware. I know I'm really pounding these in because this is how it's going to shift for you. What are the self-limiting beliefs? What are they? When are they showing up? Why are they showing up, right? And when do we start forming that opinion? So then we can shift that, right? And then the third part of that, other than tapping, right? Like tapping will help you really shift that. So if you guys are having something that you're having trouble shifting it on your own, reach out. I'd love to do a video and help you shift that for yourself. Okay. But the third part of that is taking that limiting belief and using it as fuel. Okay, now that I understand what it is that I'm limited by, because I'm the one creating that parameter, I can now shift it. And I can start to choose to see the things that I'm doing great and choose to persevere through that limiting belief and use it as a fuel. Like if I don't believe I'm good enough, then I better start working extra hard so that I can become better, because I wasn't a naturally gifted athlete, right? So I'm thinking about the things that we tell ourselves. I'm not a naturally gifted athlete, so I better work twice as hard. Okay, well, motherfucker, you better start working twice as hard now, right? And then once you start working twice as hard, then you start shifting the belief of yourself, because now you know and you see yourself getting better, right? It takes that effort. Everybody wants that luck, that opportunity. But if you're not taking all of the steps to be prepared for that, to truly know that you deserve the luck, then you're not going to take the opportunity. All right. So guys, you really have the capability. You got to start rebuilding that trust that you have with yourself, rebuild that relationship that you have with yourself. So what's happening is, set yourself up for success, right? When it comes to setting their goals, if you haven't been to the gym in 2 years and your goal is to go to the gym every day, you don't have to go to the gym for 2 hours and get the best workout and be totally exhausted, right? That might be the idea that you have in your head. So you set this unrealistic expectation. Well, 2-hour gym block hasn't been in your schedule for the last year. Why do you think you're going to be able to put it in now and sustain that? Right? So start off with some type of goal that's easier for yourself. If I get in 15 minutes a day, I now hit the gym every single day. I'm now somebody that shows up for myself, right? And you're going to start rebuilding that relationship, but it's a goal that I'm able to obtain, right? I set the parameter that it has to be 2 hours. That's a limiting, right? Because you're setting yourself up for failure. Start setting yourself up for success. If you start reaching 15 minutes, great. You can add it 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right? You can always broaden that and increase it. Set yourself up for success. Start rebuilding the relationship that you have with yourself. Start noticing the self-limiting beliefs. Don't judge yourself on them. Just be aware. If you judge yourself, then you stay stuck in that identity, right? If you just are aware, then you can start to shift it, right? And then your actions will push through. All right. Fantastic day, guys. Go, crush your stuff. Really start seeing where these beliefs are coming up for you, and see how you can start pushing through them and using it as fuel, and get excited about, well, you know what? Like, this is showing up. Like, I'm going to persevere that, because now I made the choice that I'm now good enough, right? I'm good enough for myself, that I want to push through. I want to change this identity. I no longer want to be this person who doesn't show up, this person that is not a good enough athlete, this person who can't afford it, right? Well, now I'm going to work through all those challenges. I'm going to be enough. I'm going to be so great that all the luck comes, right? You guys are awesome. I will talk to you guys real soon. Later.